Shut up and sit down.
One of the things about Dragon Ball Super that still causes many people to wonder what the hell is going on is the mechanics behind Goku's powers, specifically the animated version. In the early arcs of Super, which adapted the last two Dragon Ball Z films, it seemed as though Goku absorbed the power of Super Saiyan God into his base and Super Saiyan 1 forms permanently, fundamentally changing how his abilities work and giving him a massive power increase in these two forms alone. And yet, as Dragon Ball Super progressed into new original content, this seemed to not be the case, with the return of old Super Saiyan forms that we thought we wouldn't see again, and most tellingly the return of Super Saiyan God in the animated version in episode 104, where Goku and Hit team up to fight Dispo and Top Fodder. This has caused many people to wonder what is going on with Goku's powers. Did Toriyama have one intention and then change it with some kind of half-baked retcon? Are there two different base forms? What's going on with Vegeta? Well, to primarily explain what's going on with Goku, I will give you the definitive take on how his powers work, which is God boosted God. See, there are two versions of Super Saiyan God, the ritual version and the training version. The ritual one is a bit stronger than the training one. It's acquired by the Super Saiyan God ritual that we see in Battle of Gods, and if you're good enough, you can absorb the power of the state into your Super Saiyan and base forms, which we see Goku do. And then there is the training version of Super Saiyan God, which you acquire through training. This is what both Goku and Vegeta get by training with Whis. And because Goku had already absorbed the power of ritual Super Saiyan God, he can stack the power of training Super Saiyan God on top of the ritual one, giving him an absurd increase in power. The very fact that Goku can still go Super Saiyan God on top of the Super Saiyan God power he had already absorbed a few arcs before is proof of this. But this is not the only evidence, because Dragon Ball Super Broly supports this idea. In the film, Super Saiyan God Vegeta is completely smashed by wrathful Broly, and yet base form Goku is able to put up a pretty good fight against him. The reason for this is because Goku had absorbed the power of ritual Super Saiyan God into his base form, giving him a battle power comparable to Super Saiyan God Vegeta in base alone. And there's also the small detail that Goku's just better at fighting, training, parenthood, and a whole bunch of other stuff than Vegeta is. You know, the small stuff. Thus explaining why base Goku is able to tangle with wrathful Broly. And now you might be wondering yourself, okay Ivan, if you're such an expert on this stuff, and yes I am, this is all factual, then how can Vegeta, or at least the fake Vegeta, one-shot Gotenks in the Patafu arc? Well, it's very simple. Vegeta is able to take the training power of Super Saiyan God and use it to boost up his base form, giving him the Saiyan beyond God state, or the God-boosted base as I like to call it. But unlike Goku, who has access to both versions of Super Saiyan God, Vegeta only has the one. So he can either use Super Saiyan God as a separate form, or he can use it to boost up his base form. But he can't do it both the same way Goku does. And there you have it, folks. That is the definitive take on why Super Saiyan God came back.
Shut up and sit down.